Hi Molly, it's Mrs. Jansen, and it is time to continue working on our Paul Klee inspired castle and sun collages. So today what you're going to need are your sheets of paper that we did last week that have all of the patterns and the colors that we did with marker, and then we washed over them with water. You need to have the large sheet of paper that I sent home that's kind of like a dark browny plum color. You're going to need a scissors, and then you're going to need a bunch of the different scrap sheets that I sent home. You also can use any color paper or patterned paper, maybe if your mom has some like crafting cardstock, you could use that too. But any kind of construction paper or the paper that I sent you. And then a glue stick or just regular wet Elmer's glue. We are going to be working with the paper that we designed first. So before we get started talking about how we're going to cut up our paper, I just want us to take a quick look at the Paul Klee Castle and Sun painting from last time, just as a reminder of what we are going to be cutting all of our sheets of paper into. So when you look at this, you can see all of the different shapes that we have, lots and lots of triangles and rectangles and squares. They're of all different colors. Now he painted these on to a fabric canvas, but we are making ours out of paper. So, and you can see some of them are pretty smooth and solid, one color, and some of them have more of almost a pattern or kind of a speckled shape. So that's what we are going to do. We're going to cut out a bunch of different shapes and then build them up in rows like you can see here in his painting, but create this collage and we create a castle. So we're going to get started by taking our paper that we have here. We're going to start cutting these out into strips. I'm going to cut down the line of where I've got a color change. So I had my red and yellow and orange section. I'm cutting that in a color change, and then I'm going to do the same thing with my purple and blue. And I haven't decided what, I'm going to leave that one for now. We're going to take these and I'm going to be cutting them into separate, some I will do in strips. So I have rectangles. Some I will do in squares. Those are kind of rectangly as well. Now I'm going to do this one special. I'm going to cut this into an arch. Have a rounded one, and then we'll have what almost looks like a bridge or a doorway. I want to show you how you can do that. If you cut off a chunk of your paper, and I was going to color on the other side, but all of our color bled through, so I'll use my marker. You can just draw two lines like that, and then a curved line to connect them. And that will give you the guidelines of how to cut your paper. So I'll have kind of two bridges and some round arches. I want you to take your time and go ahead. These ones are going to be smaller. You can see that I put my sheets together, so that would be a little bit faster cutting. That's going to give me some squares to work with. I want you to continue and work on this with both sheets of paper. I have all of my patterned paper cut out. I also will take a couple of my solid sheets and cut out some shapes from these as well. So they will be ready to glue. I'm going to do triangles out of some of my solid ones, and I realized I didn't do any triangles from my patterned ones. So that's what I'm going to go back and make some triangles. I'm going to push some of these aside, and we are going to go ahead and get started with our glue stick. I'm going to start gluing down a foundation for my buildings. You could pre-plan this and play around seeing different patterns that you like, and then gluing them all at once at the end. Or you can work with the way I am going to be doing it, which is just kind of filling in different sheets as I go, seeing how I like them. It's fun to build some solid ones together next to some of our patterned ones. You can also layer your different shapes on top of each other. I want this one to fit inside, so I am going to shrink it. It's okay to make some of your shapes smaller in order to get them to work with your collage. Just like the Paul Klee painting that we've looked at, we're going to have some of our buildings which are going to be really tall and some of them which are going to be smaller. Now I'm thinking I want this arch to be up above, but I'm going to need another building part to fit there. And I think I want to use a solid piece. If you do not have the extreme glue stick, you might want to use the liquid Elmer's glue and just use a Q-tip to spread it around like we did for some of our other projects, Molly. So Molly, I'm going to have you just continue to build your castle building collage as you go, and once you have your page filled out, then come back. You can pause this video and you can come back And we're just going to then go and add some little details, and we will just check to make sure that we have it divided up in a way that we really like and think is working nicely. My one recommendation to you as you keep working on this is that, as you can see, it just takes some time. So don't move too fast, and maybe you want to work a couple different days on this. You might need to go back in later on and cut out some more paper, whether they be the solid or cut down some of the colored. But save some spots, you know, like I'll build up another part of mine here, but we want to leave some of this to be sky. So we'll have space in between. So I'll see you in just a little bit, and then you can come back and we can check out our Paul Klee collage building landscape. So we'll see you soon. So Molly, we are back, and hopefully your sheet of paper is as filled with a village or castle as mine is. You can see that I've gone all the way across and I've filled in the space. There are still some spots where I could add some more. So the last part that we want to work on together is adding just a couple of little extras. I see this area over here, so I'm going to take this small square and put glue on the back of it and add that here. And I might take, I'm going to look for maybe a red one and put it on like that. So just some little details to break up if you have some really big areas that need just maybe something a little interesting in them. I'm looking at this space. I'm thinking I could do the same there as well. And if you're not certain, I would say, you know, show your mom and say, have her look at it, your mom or your dad, and see if they notice any spots that look like they might need just a little bit of detail added to them. And you can then adjust and add one or two more squares, rectangles, half circles, or triangles if you want. I like that red color. I don't know if I like it down like that. So once you have all the extras that you want to add to your piece, the last thing we want to do is add a sun or moon, whichever you decide you want yours to be, up in our sky. So I have left an area here where I can place my moons. I'm going to take, I think I want it to be decently large. I'm going to use a yellow because I like how bright that is. If you want, I'll show you a little trick if you're going to do a circle. You want to find something that's round. So I could use the base of my glue. I've got a tape roll here, so I can just trace it. Just go around it and draw a circle that way. I've got another round case here. You could do a glass, the bottom of a glass, bottom of a paint jar, a jar. I mean, there's so many things you could find. Go find a circle and you can use that to trace and cut out because circles are very hard to draw evenly by yourself. I can't do it all by myself. So I use something that's round already to help. I'm going to cut that out. And then I just need to decide where I want to put it. I could put it there, or up a little higher. I could also put it over here, or over there. I really think I kind of like it right about there. That's just a little too low. I think I'm going to put it like there. I'm going to prepare it, just kind of twisting it around to make sure all of it has glue on it and pressing it down. And here we have our Paul Klee inspired building collage made with patterned paper and basically a water wash. We are going to put our names in the corner. Molly, I hope you had a lot of fun making our Paul Klee inspired collage. I hope that if you haven't gotten it all quite finished, you'll take time and put all the little details in and then post pictures of it up on Seesaw. I really look forward to seeing what beautiful things you've created. Have a great day.